Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Gonna start playing on chess.com today, and gonna be playing blitz 3-minute games, 3 and 2 increments, so be fine. We'll be posting a poker video a little bit later today. Alright, so I got the Caracan, the exchange variation. Blocking the pin at this stage. Probably could go for this as well. Probably should have went for a3. Now going for a3. Trying to stop me from shenanigans here, but this is fun, I guess. Okay, I gotta take first. If I take, what happens here? Actually, I'll just give a free piece. I think this is no good. But I do check in the center. Yeah, I don't think this is any good. But we do get compensation for the piece. Okay. Probably going for this. This is a crazy line. Not. It's gonna fall back here. Also protect the pawn. He's attacking. Just gonna. Alright, I want to open up in front of his king. That's what I do want. Okay, stop him from doing this. He's just going to play bishop. He should just play bishop b6 here. Okay. Let's see what happens. I hear we get the rook, possibly. But then he can just play the knight out. So win maybe the exchange. Maybe we just take regardless. Okay, check. Ah, protects. Might work. It might not either. Okay, that is free knight. Tricky, tricky. Tricky, tricky. How did he do that? But we got check. Lucky move there. Very lucky. Alright, this is a very knife edge type game. Lucky he hung the knight though. We didn't probably deserve to be in this position after giving up the piece. And he gives up checkmate. Alright. There's not much you can do there. I mean... Alright, gotta play... He's playing the English opening. And we're playing the old King Indians line. Castle here. Simple stuff. Alright, now we're going to play for e5. Maybe that was an inaccuracy. I think it was an inaccuracy. Just the fact that it makes our bishop look pretty silly. We do want a center pawn. Okay. So now things are going alright. They seem to be going okay. I don't want to talk it up too much too soon. Would like to get rid of that knight. It is a main defender. Okay. If he takes the bishop, we take here, we have to collect the knight. Doesn't seem right. We can just take here. Get rid of the defender. Okay, he takes that way. We do not want to blunder anything. We go here, he's going to want a pawn here. He's got the bishop pair as well. More than happy for him to give up the bishop pair here. If he takes, yeah, we take that square bishop. Do we have to take immediately? We're going to, but I think we had this beautiful move. We still have it. And now our dark square bishop does look good. And now our opponent looks pretty silly for trading his dark square bishop. Alright, we got the B. Let's kick him off this pawn first, and then we go this way. Alright, we've got a little bit of a quite dominant here. Ah, you idiot. That was silly. Right idea, but wrong move order. Although, alright, we have to defend against this because this was the real deal. That was just such a bad blunder with the bishop. Our head was in the right space. We just didn't execute it properly. We still got to try something else though. Okay. Okay, so his idea is to get a passer. Our idea is going to be a bit simpler. Hopefully he plays this. We're going to try and get a repetitive stalemate here. Not a stalemate. Just I'm gonna go for a draw here. Because this is gonna happen if it takes. We take. Has to move. But then I guess he's got this move. But then we can just go other way and he can't escape. I think we're gonna have a draw here. Okay, so he sees the draw. Interesting. This should not even be relatively close position. This should be like we should be just getting crushed here. Alright, so hopefully he does this. But I'm not exactly entirely sure of what we're doing after this move. I think we're just losing, but I think we're just losing here. Depending where we go now. This was the idea, but without the queen there. And we were hoping 2 pawns were in the way, not. We're still in terrible shape. Still in terrible shape. I think he's going to go b8, queen b8. I'll probably even pre-move it. Even he could be running out of time as well. Now we're in the long diagonal. That's going to be even harder for him. Oh no, that's worse. That was even worse. It was worse because we put our queen on the rank, the file, the diagonal that will get in check. So then we're forced to take. Alright, going for a stalemate, but I don't think this is going to happen. Yeah, this is just. Yeah, just mate in the corner. Okay, so let's have a quick look. So we'll check the blunder out. Before the blunder, we were doing relatively okay. So in this spot, I didn't actually want to do this move. This was, I guess I got distracted by this idea because I simply wanted to go here. But then I didn't want this. Also, if I wanted to go here, he could probably take this as well. And then he does get this anyway. So I guess if you're going to look at it, this was an inaccuracy. I probably should have just left. Should have just left this bishop here and not get greedy. You know, another idea could have been this. He takes, then we take the pawn. And then we've actually got control of the center. And that's not exactly the worst position you could think of. What else could we do? So, just moving the rook across. Probably going for this. And then just trying to attack the center. I mean, we do have this pawn as well. I mean, what happens here? It's pretty loose, but what happens in this spot? Go back and then we just keep pushing. And then the queen has to go back here. If it goes that way. Or it could go over this way. And then we're just pawn storming. I mean, the plan with the pawn storm could typically work. If you look at our king, if we just do one little mess step, it's gonna backstab us. So I probably wouldn't go for the pawn storm, just for the fact that you'd have to play 100%. So I think the natural move would be just to even just to get our queen out, or at least maybe get our queen out here, or even here. Just defend this pawn. Even another way was defending this way. But then it sort of makes it look pretty dubious, our pawn structure. So I think the best idea... Well, tell me what you guys think at this stage. I mean, taking the pawn obviously was a mistake. Or an inaccuracy. It seemed to really hurt us in the end. Because you don't want rooks on the 7th rank to your king. That's when nasty things happen, especially when the queen's tying down, already attacking that file as well, or the rank. So I was thinking this, eventually going this way, but same problem. So maybe even just going here, and then, you know, it's linking up the rooks. It's just a basic move, but it's still developing my pieces. Like, why risk anything? Yeah, why risk anything? That was just go for this. Beautiful bishop. There was no need for this pawn. So we just go here and then, you know, rook can come across. Get some ideas of attacking these two pawns. This pawn's actually stuck as well because it's actually tied down. Which makes the take even worse because then we're just encouraging him to make the best move. Anyway, we'll play the next game. So I think just a simple development move there with the queen, and then we just go from there. Let's play king's pawn opening. I guess we take. Center game's not usually great. Center game is not usually great. I will try and get our pieces out regardless. I mean, I don't think it's good for white. I was worried about that move originally, but I'm not now because we're already covering e5. I am looking at it. Different scenarios here. Do we Fee and Shadow? To get that? I do pronounce things wrong, so I'm sorry. Okay, happy to trade the dark square bishop. Maybe he's changing his plan now. We could also change our plan. Oh, also we get the dark square bishop. Because remember the queen's not, is getting blocked. Okay. This cannot be great. This cannot be great for white. Alright, I'm going to go here, connect our bishop and queen. Create a castle. Wasn't a fan of that move. Not overly concerned though. Need to be watchful here. Also had this move. I think we could have played there at tags. Alright, now get a castle. Maybe. Oh, I've got to be careful the queen and the rook pointing down towards us. Rather dangerous. We'll be happy to take that knight off his hands. I don't really like that knight. Also, the queen is in front of that king. His queen's in front of that king. His king. Maybe I did miss a tactic. Check first. Create that square. Okay, I've really got to be careful of this. If he plays this, that doesn't work. You really got to be careful. He is eyeing this down as well. Do have some tactics here. Tag. Hmm. Okay. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Okay, now we're out. Notice he's got a bad pawn structure. Just trading everything down at this stage. Hopefully the G pawns will ruin him. Okay, now we get a pawn. That's the target. Okay, this is not over. Would be though. Okay. Probably a draw. Haha, yes. Yes, maybe, no. Hopefully this is just a draw. Oh, it just gave away a pawn, unfortunately. What, one on time? It was actually a pretty good game considering. Wish we could see. Wasn't the worst game? Wait, let's have a quick look. Analyze pretty. I wasn't really happy with the bishop move here. Instead of the bishop move, I mean, we just get the knight out. It's not a terrible move. I think it's fine. No, I think this was fine. Maybe a better move is probably just playing d5. So I know these are the type of moves that I'll do sometimes. So I've actually got a blind spot in the center with the pawn. So I think just playing d5, these type of moves that I do miss. I think that's fine. And if he decides to move down, we just take. Also, the king is defending the queen, so there's no shenanigans here. You know, if the bishop was here, maybe there was some type of you have to take, and then the queen can come down and take. But there was none of that. Chasing the bishop away. Another thing too is we'll have to trade that bishop tonight. Could be a good idea. Was it really worth it though? Bishops had not that many dark squares. I guess with that we still had a dark square bishop. I guess our knight was pretty stuck. I think we still had this move regardless, and then we could have traded the knight in the center. You know, don't think they would have. I don't think they would have went for this, but also then they had this as well. But it's not the worst. I'm gonna get frisky, go this way, aim for this. But maybe they want to go for this already. I mean, then we had this move, and then we had mate, and maybe they're giving up a free piece, but then to defend. But yeah, then we're up a piece anyway, so that's still winning. You just have to make sure that the queen is defended against those type of scenarios. And that was the type of tactic I was looking at before then. But this wasn't really the concern. So this type of move running into these type of moves, you'll find that a lot of people with GMs and all that stuff, they'll totally ignore, they'll totally avoid those squares that can get attacked straight away. So why give your opponent a tempi? So we could have went for this. Actually, no. I just did the same thing again. So still, not that move. The queen doesn't really have any good squares. I mean, the only other move we could do is probably this and then trade off the dark square bishop, because this knight is really annoying for us. But regardless, let's see how annoying that knight is. The knight's there still. See, this knight is a killer. So this is the reason why bishop b4 would have been great, and then just trading off the knight. And then you find out, once we were able to trade through everything here, the position doesn't seem so bad now. So, if our pieces are in a bad spot, we trade bad pieces for their good pieces, and now look at it. I saw this rook was stuck, but then eventually this was going to happen anyway. And then I just this plan was to undermine the pawn, then take the rook, but maybe this wasn't on. The only other thing we could do is blockade this pawn. And once we blockade the pawn, so what we could technically do is go for this. If he takes. And then, say for instance, we do this. Wait a sec, not that move. Alright, we go for this immediately. So we wanted to stop for this, because if we went for this, it's not so bad. We're fine. And usually with a rook endgame, you need to be good enough to get the draws. Alright, so instead of that move, that's when we could have played that. And that was the whole idea, what I wanted to do. But obviously, you sort of get distracted as well going for a pawn chain. And you can see how we used the A, B, and C pawns here. And it sort of fell into, and now he's got the advantage. And look. So C, B, and A pawns were actually covering his rook from moving everywhere. His rook was trapped, and then we actually freed up his rook. So essentially we freed up his rook by getting greedy, by trying to undermine his pawn. So that's probably the second thing. So the first thing was his knight needed to be traded off, because that was the most annoying piece on the board. And then we're just in a... We had a little bit of counterplay here, but I never believed it. And we're just losing here. There's nothing much you can do. I mean, we've got this, we've got annoying checks. Like we go here, he probably hides, and then... Yeah, there's really not much you can do here. We just tie it down. Maybe the king starts bullying, so yeah, it's just a losing spot. Anyway, we'll play another game. So yeah, it just not killing that Just not killing that knight. We had that chance. There was strike. Strike in the center. Because usually the pawn strikes in the center are really good and good counterplay, or against anything he's trying to do. Also, probably should have taken the center pawn as well. Still probably can. Taking a long time. Okay, now we just develop. Alright, now we just develop. We don't have to be greedy here. We just need to develop wisely. He does not want to open up, surely. Alright, so he's not threatening anything. He probably should have actually pushed, and then it makes our bishop look silly. But now he might look silly. You get funky ideas. It seems very slow. Like, it seems great and slow at the same time. We can also get the bishop pair as well. And if he takes, it's we'll take his bishop. Giving away a pawn though, damn it. Alright, we're gonna get the b file off him. We'll probably shouldn't have given away that pawn. Because we did have somewhat an advantage. Definitely got a positional advantage here. Alright, just stopping this from coming down. He's also protecting the h2. Just finished developing. We could always retreat here. We could also can defend. This might run into a few things though. Because if he runs here, he's got check, but we can also take. Just putting our pieces on better squares. Got a feeling I might take with the knight. I'd rather lose on time with a good position. I want to go here. Depending what he does. Getting mated. That didn't end up well at all. That didn't end up well at all. Giving that pawn was not great. There's the bishop going back here, defending the c1. Okay, let's go back again. I didn't like that move. I really didn't like that move. I mean, the alternative was this, takes. And then we probably end up in the same spot as we did previously. So I think this is a mature move. I don't think it's that bad of a move. Moving the queen away maybe was terrible. I think going for this, just kicking that bishop away. Just kicking the bishop away, I think, is a good move. Also, maybe Shenanigans here. There is this idea again. Because if he takes, we take. He's probably going to take here anyway. Yeah, this was a silly move. This was like... What does that move actually do? I mean, the idea was I wanted to play here, or at least here, and then offer mate. So I was going for this idea. Maybe this was the good move now. Maybe this was the best move now, and then I just fall back. And then we can look to battery against the mate. Right. Gotta end it here. Had some good insights. I wasn't totally upset at how we played. Probably just playing this. Just getting rid of that queen. Also, I was looking at this as well. And then once we had this, but we did, and that was the other problem too, is moving our defender from this. I think that's what the start of. Oh yeah, and just ignoring this idea. So maybe just going back, or we go to save things. But also, once we move the bishop away, the knight comes down. So that was the other thing too, is we moved the bishops. As soon as we moved the bishop, this is where the end was near. So that bishop was actually holding everything up. Anyway, we'll end up there. Yeah, the bishop probably coming down. We ignored that idea. We got you know, too busy looking at other tactics and got blinded by what our opponent was doing. We did say this idea. Moving the king into an x-ray with the rook, probably another terrible idea, plus running into one of those other moves that we did last game with the queen getting targeted by the knight. It's definitely a weakness that's coming up at the moment. And just looking at key squares, like this was definitely a key square. Once this knight got into play, totally destroyed us. Anyway, guys, we lost a few games here, but it was definitely good to just run the analysis and go through it from there. Definitely going to be playing a few games, probably offline on chess.com, but on the Lee Chess ones, we're definitely going to be recording the games more. But yeah, anyway, let me know if you guys prefer chess.com or Lee Chess. Anyway, thanks guys. Catch you next time.